What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you had a great day today. Getting into this episode, first of all, before I do get into this episode, big happy birthday to Laura Wright, the big 50. She's 50 today. Huge milestone. So happy birthday to her. Hope she had a great birthday today. So yeah, getting into this episode of GH. Cameron and Dev's conversation was very interesting, to say the least. I totally understand where Cameron coming from. Like, I believe, likes Jocelyn and Trina, but he doesn't want to ruin the friendship that they all have. You know, like, and I don't blame him, because I think a lot of people have been in that situation a time or two in their life, and I can totally relate to that. You know, you don't want to get into a romantic relationship with your friend because you don't want to ruin the friendship. But sometimes that's also a good thing, too. Because I think it's important for people to become friends before they become intimate. I think that's very important. But when he was talking to Dev about that, and he was just like, I don't even know why I'm talking to Dev about this because you're asexual or whatever. Dev was looking at him like, what? And correct me if I'm wrong. I was like, wait a minute. So, because, you know, Dev basically... I think asexual, I don't even know what the fuck that means. I think it's like when you don't have a sexual desire or a sexual attraction to somebody or something like that. Or you have no interest in it or something of the sort. Something like that, I think. Dev was not having it. Dev was not happy that he said that. Dev was like, yeah, I'm out. Because he thinks that because Dev never talks about girls. Like, he never talks about who he likes or maybe Dev is just a private kind of person. I mean, even when we met Dev, when he first came on the show, he's not very talkative about his private life, about his past, about none of that. He's not very, open. So, I really think that's what it is about him. He's just a mystery. And I think he prefers to be that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, I think you should open up to whoever you want when you're ready. So anyway, moving on from that. Mike's doctor pretty much tells Carly and Sonny and Jocelyn that they should be preparing to say goodbye to Mike because they don't have a lot of time. Basically, it's not going to be much longer before Mike goes. So Jocelyn, she wants to talk to Mike alone. I thought the scenes between her and Mike were nice, but I had a little bit of an issue with it because I felt like it was the right scene, wrong person. I felt like Christina should have been a part of that scene. I think Christina should have been the lead of that scene. No, it's no knock on Jocelyn or whatever, because I'm pretty sure Mike considers Jocelyn to be just as much his granddaughter as the other grandkids. I'm pretty sure. But Christina's his oldest biological grandchild. You know what I mean? So I feel, well, not grandchild, but granddaughter. So I feel like Christina should have been the lead in that scene. That's how I feel. I think the scenes were nicely done, but I just feel like Christina should have been the leader of that scene. I think you should have took Jocelyn out, put Christina in. That's just how I feel. You know, you all might think differently, and that's fine, but I just feel like Christina should have been there. She should have been a part of that scene. With the flash forward and stuff of what if Mike was around. But I thought they were nicely done, especially because Jocelyn was talking about, what it would have been like if Mike would have been there for her in the future, like for her homecoming dance when he gave her the corsage, and for her wedding, and for her first pregnancy. I thought those scenes were very, very nicely done. But, again, I just felt like Christina should have been a part of those scenes. It was heartbreaking, to see Sonny and Carly so emotional and stuff, because I know it ain't easy to go through stuff like that, losing a loved one, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to kind of sit there and watch them slip away. And they have been watching Mike slip away for some time now, and now they're at the final stages of it, and it's just way more harder than probably what they could have imagined in the beginning that it would be. But it's just, And Sonny spent so long in denial, and now he's just been coming to the realization, like, my dad is gone. Like, he's about to be gone. So, of course, Carly wanted to call Michael and stuff. I'm like, call Michael? Where the hell is Christina at? Like, why are y'all not calling Christina? What's going on with that? I don't know. It's just weird. So anyway, moving on from that. This whole Franco, Ava, Nicholas, Elizabeth thing is getting crazier by the minute. Like, somebody's sitting there snapping pictures and them all kissing. And I want to know who snapped the pictures. Like, who hired the photographer? Because they snap pictures of both couples. So I'm like, so who's going to lose this money? I'm just saying. But I do agree with Nicholas. I mean, not Nicholas. I do agree with Franco and Ava. Franco and Elizabeth, that Ava and Nicholas need to end this little bootleg marriage that they're in, because I don't understand how anybody can just be in a loveless, sexless marriage. How the hell can you do that? Like, for the rest of your life? Because Ava realized after Franco was done talking that, what if Nicholas doesn't crack? Like, what if Nicholas doesn't cheat like she assumed he would and get everything? Like, what if he don't cheat? That means she's going to have to be in a loveless, sexless marriage for the rest of her damn life. And I'm like, could you really put yourself through that? Do you really want to do that? Because God knows I couldn't do none of that. Like, you're really married to somebody, one, that you don't want to be with. Two, you're not in love with this person. Three, you're not having sex not only with that person, but you can't have sex with anybody. Like, you basically have to be a damn nun for the rest of your life. Like, I don't see how anybody can do that. I'm like, what? So, at the end of the day, I feel like Ava just needs to end this marriage. Like, she really does. But she won't. I did like the fact that, after Trina told her about Jocelyn and Mike and all that stuff was going on, I did like the fact that Ava did go to Sonny, to give her condolences despite their tumultuous history together. Their dislike of each other, but, she was genuine. She went there, gave her condolence to him and stuff like that. She was sincere. So I did appreciate that. I just feel like Ava is crazy. Like, she said they're talking about something, well, if I cheat, Nicholas gets everything and I get nothing. First of all, Ava, you're not poor. You're far from poor. You still have your businesses. You still have your penthouse. You got plenty of money. You're not poor. You really don't need Nicholas's wealth. So, miss me with all that. Like, come on now. And Nicholas is sitting there whining to Elizabeth about his sexless, loveless marriage. I'm like, Nicholas, get out the marriage. Is money really all that important to you? I mean, it's just dumb. Try to figure out some type of situation with Ava where she can get some type of money. Offer her some money so y'all can end this bootleg marriage. Do something. But you could tell, like, he's still trying to work an angle. I think he genuinely still likes Elizabeth, though. I think he genuinely still want to be with Elizabeth. Or it could just be sex. Who knows? You know what I mean? You just never know. But he definitely don't want her with Franco at this point. He's made that abundantly clear and obvious. And Elizabeth is definitely taking notice of all that. So anyway, moving on from that. Apparently, Britt Westbourne is large and in charge now. She's the brand new chief of staff. Now, I was ecstatic about this at first, because y'all know Britt is my boo. That's my girl. But her and Cyrus are doing way too much. Like, they are messing with people that I rock with, and I don't like that. Like, Britt is just a savage at this point. Like, she telling everybody, no, don't call me Britt, call me Dr. Westbourne. I said, okay, Dr. Westbourne, like, you got an attitude about you. I said, okay, you got a little tude. Just putting people, basically, she was just putting people on notice that there will be changes at the hospital moving forward. She was like, she's noticed that there's been a lot of mismanagement with the hospital, basically Bobby and Monica, in the situation that they caused. And basically, Elizabeth and Finn were trying to justify their actions. And Britt was like, oh, so y'all want to go on a record about this? Y'all want to really, like, go on a record defending this? I was like, well, shit. I understand what they did was illegal, but still was, the ends justified the means. I mean, what are you going to do? So basically, she told Elizabeth and Epiphany that their schedules, they've officially been rescheduled, reassigned, and Epiphany was pissed when she found out that she was no longer head nurse. She's been head nurse for what? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years. She's been head nurse at that hospital for 14 years. And she's officially been demoted. Yo, they put Epiphany, basically, she has an administrative position now. So Epiphany's not going to be able to see patients anymore. She's not going to have patients anymore. Basically, she's been relegated to just paperwork at the hospital now. Elizabeth, who has been a surgical nurse for years, full time, has now been reassigned to what they call it, some type of crew. I forgot what they call that shit. But she's basically been reassigned, and now Elizabeth is no longer full time. She's part time, only working 2 shifts a week. What type of bullshit is that? 2 shifts a week? That ain't no money. And everybody already know her and Franco have been kind of having money issues and stuff. This is going to send their money problems into a tizzy at this point. 2 shifts a week? She got 3 boys to take care of. And you know how expensive it is to raise 3 boys? And one is damn near about to go to college soon. And it's expensive as hell to live in New York. It's totally expensive to live in New York. I was like, oh, hell to the no. Nope. 2 shifts a week? That is trifling. So basically they feel like Britt is definitely trying to take her, little petty ass revenge out on them, on the people that she don't like. And Portia was basically like, okay, so where does that leave me? But Britt reassured her. She was like, oh, I have no beef with you. She was like, you've been doing a good job. You're new. Cyrus likes you. So, we don't have an issue. Basically, Finn and Epiphany and Elizabeth feel like Cyrus is basically just trying to get rid of people or demote people who's been in the hospital for a long time. Because Cyrus knows that everybody who's been there for years are going to rebuff him. They're rejecting him. They don't like him. They're going to, be all up in his business, trying to, intervene and stuff that he's trying to do. So he had to eliminate that problem. First by firing Monica and Bobby. Now he demoted Epiphany and Elizabeth. So basically he's just trying to shut up all the people that's been there for a long time. And get all his little minions in place. That's going to just bow down, kiss his ass, and do what he wants them to do. That's basically what Cyrus is trying to do. And Epiphany was like, nah, I'm not having this. Because Epiphany was like, I'm going to fight this. And I know that shit right, Epiphany. Fight this. Epiphany ain't going to take this lying down. She said, hell to the no. She said, nope, no ma'am. She said, I'm going to fight this shit. And I don't blame her. You got to do what you got to do. Because I feel like that's all types of trifling. To sit there and reduce somebody's shit like that. That is dead wrong. They know they not right for that. I mean, but it is good to see Britt large and in charge now. It's definitely good to see her. I'm not happy about what she just did. She's playing the role of Cyrus's minion, but I guess. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I will see you all Monday. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Hope you have a great, great weekend. And I will see you all later. Have a good night. Peace.